Hey, welcome back to Muckle Farm. Got a lot to get done today. I pulled the trailer out so I can go get sawdust, but I don't think there's going to be enough time in the day to do that. I've got stalls to clean out, posts to set, and a lot of stuff to get done before dark, which will happen about 3:30 or 4 o'clock. So I'm going to get on it. So now the little ones, triplets and mom, they have rejoined the goats at night out in the goat shelter because the smaller white goat, her sister, has had her baby. So our black goat that was sick, I also have transitioned outside. The other day she decided to start fighting with another goat through the door of her enclosure in here and caught her metal ear tag and ripped it out, so I had to doctor her. And there's always something going on with goats. But the first thing I'm going to do today is I've got to get this doorknob off. It's broken. It won't even open the door now, so just another maintenance thing that has to be done. All right, well, now we have a working doorknob, which stops me from locking myself in the feed room. All right, so here's my silver goat. She's been on maternity watch for a few weeks. She had a little baby boy yesterday, and not really that little for a baby goat. He's a single, so he's pretty good size, jumping around, having a good time, living life on the outside. Here's the here's the white goat. She had her babies the other day. I did a video short on that. The little girl has really put on some size, and the little boy is just interested in everything. But mom keeps thinking I'm going to feed her, so every time I stick my hand in there, she starts trying to nibble. I do need to get her some alfalfa. What I usually do for the goats that are nursing is I will soak some alfalfa pellets, just a cup of alfalfa pellets, soak them in warm water, and that helps with the milk production. At least that's what I think. Alfalfa is very high in calcium, so helps with milk production. So she's about due for hers today. So I'll probably go tomorrow. I won't have time today. It's these winter days, we just don't have a lot of time. I need to get another trailer load of sawdust. I filled up all the horse stalls with it yesterday, cleaned the trailer off, and I've got enough to last me for a couple of days. But I do need to get some more. I'm going to completely clean out the stall where the triplets were at, and also I moved the black goat outside, so I'm going to clean out that area as well, because the white goat, she kidded a day after she started showing real signs. I had checked her ligaments, tendons, whatever on either side of her tail a few days before, and I could still feel them. And then the day before she had them, I checked. I noticed her tail was drooping, so I checked. I couldn't feel them at all, and her udder had basically doubled in size. So that's when I knew to shut her up. And then, of course, the next morning she went out and had them. So I'm afraid her sister may do the same thing to me, because she's going to be due. She was the last one to come and heat. I had her due probably middle of next month, maybe the end of next month, depending on how long she carries. The brown female, the brown doe that has the two little boys, she should be due before that, and she's starting to loosen up around her tail, so I figure she will probably come in. I'll shut her up probably next week sometime. I'd like to keep control over them whenever they're doing this. I hated having to move the two little ones out from the pasture right after they were born, but it was getting down into the teens at night. I couldn't leave them out. Had no guardian dog to stay with them anyway, so ended up getting them and mom in, and it worked out just fine because she's used to being handled. But if you have a goat that's not used to that, that's probably going to be a big problem, but it wasn't for us. So a lot to do, not to mention I need to exercise Nugget, who apparently is out there eating hay. He's in a hackamore now, not really loving it. I did put some better reins on there because I was a little bit worried about breaking the leather rein that I had on it. So I got something a little bit tougher to put on, but he needs exercise today. He's got to have some training. And then of course Tex, I'm going to ride him too, because I do have some ropings coming up, a big one in February, and I need to leg him up a little bit. This is what happens when you can't figure out how to mash the pedals and steer at the same time. Somebody forgot where she crawled under the fence. Oh, there's the spot. I got all the stalls cleaned out, fresh water and everything. I need to put some hay in, but I am going to take a few minutes to ride. The wind is so bad outside, I don't know how much you'll be able to hear, but I'll take you along. Now, one thing you may have noticed that I do is my front cinch is not tight when I come out of the barn. I see a lot of guys doing this. They'll snug it up ready to get on the horse while the horse is standing there tight. Some horses, that really makes them mad, and this is one of them. So what I do is I'll walk him to where I'm going to go, walk him in a circle, then tighten him up. Dolly, leave it alone. I'm always trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing on top of this thing. We're fostering her, and she's kind of new to horses and goats, but she seems to like the farm. Well, the wind's not too bad up here. The little one's trying to figure out what's going on. They'd like to go for a ride too, apparently. This is good for him. We got a couple of USTRC ropings I want to go to, and he just needs to be legged up and ridden a little bit just to keep him calm. He's a good rope horse, a little hot in the box, but this is good for any horse. Any horse you have. I don't care if it's just a pleasure horse. Just take him out when it's a nice day. Go for a leisurely stroll. And just let him calmly walk around and see something new. So Nugget's owner's supposed to be on her way out, and I'm going to do some work with him in the round pen. Was going to ride, but one thing that you probably shouldn't do to a horse, especially one that's in training, is ride them and then either leave them saddled or unsaddle them and then saddle them back up, because they think when you're done, you're done. And if you want to see a horse blow up, take a horse that thinks it's time to go in and eat, stick a saddle back on it after it's already done some work, and then try to make it go again. Quit cutting the circle. Just because I don't have a lead rope doesn't mean you can cut the circle. He's not really wanting to do this because he knows it's about time to eat, but at least he's listening. Mama goats are drinking an incredible amount of water. I filled both of those buckets up at lunchtime, and It's only 3 o'clock now. All right, GoPro says the storage card's about full, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I still have to put hay in the stalls and put the water back in with the mom and her babies. But that's about it. Didn't get everything done I wanted to, but that's just how it works out here. Till next time, thanks for watching.